welcome y'all to Backwoods Obscura, a podcast dedicated to the lore, legends, and myths surrounding the creatures that may lurk in your backyard. My name's Hewitt.
I'm Chris.
How you doing, dude?
You ever feel like pre-burnt out?
100%, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm looking at the schedule. Like, we're recording this not quite the last week in March.
No.
But, so the last week in March all the way to, like, the first or second week in May. Like,
what do you got going on next weekend?
Well, I'm going to get into that. So, my schedule has been full up. So, of course, we started back on our D&D game that we're going to be running every Sunday, for the most part. Which means like once every 4 weeks. Once every 4 weeks. Shut up. I'm already doing like a once every week Pathfinder 2nd E game online, but next week we're going to be doing Brouhaha, and the next day I'm going to be going to the West Monroe plant sale.
Oh, so, that's a plant sale, yeah.
Yeah, Ruby and I are going to be waking up early to go get plants, and I would say, like, you should go in and look at them.
It's also next Saturday's an election day.
And there's a fucking election day.
We got to vote no on all those amendments.
Yeah, just vote down the no. Fuck you.
They're trying to be sneaky this time.
Yeah, I mean, they always try to be sneaky, but they're being extra.
Like, if you vote no on this, you don't want teachers to have a raise. Bro, if you read all the language, it's saying that you get to determine when and how to give raises, which you technically already have the power to do.
They just want to codify it.
Well,
I'm assuming.
It's to twist it around to where, like, instead of me getting my normal step raise every year of, like, no matter what, I have to get a cost of living raise, they could take that away with the way it's being done.
Of course. But the week after that, me and Ruby want to go down, and we talked to you about it, to Paracon and Lafayette.
That's 2 weeks. That's the second week of April.
Yeah. Was it? Okay.
Yeah, because the week after spring break, the 1st is a Tuesday, so that Saturday would be the 7th.
So I might be getting my stuff mixed up.
You'll have a weekend there, and then the weekend after that's Paracon.
Yeah, somewhere between that and Paracon, I'm probably going to have to help my mom with the rummage sale, which today I helped her with her house. And then, like, we're going to go down south for the rodeo, the Angola rodeo.
You're going to the Angola prison rodeo, which, for all the people outside of Louisiana, our largest federal prison puts on a yearly rodeo near St. Francisville.
Look, we were given tickets and Ruby wanted to go. I'm like, okay, I guess. I'll see some people I know probably. And then we're probably going to, like, on our way back up, visit the Lafayette crew. And then, like, I might have a week after that. And then I'm going to Homachita to camp.
No, that's mid-May.
No, that's 15th, week of 15th, so that's like the second week.
Yeah, that's like mid-May.
It's been a week.
You have a lot coming up, so to translate this for everybody else, we're going to have one game of Darawan.
We're going to have more than one. We will have two.
We'll have one full game of Darawan. And then we're back on hiatus for 6 months.
And then we'll have half of one before Nathan has to leave in the middle of it. I'm kidding, Nathan.
Don't be mean to your brother.
I love you.
Yeah, I really would like to go to Paracon. Em and I got to see how to make it happen. Because that night, the 11th, we bought tickets to a Monroe Moccasins game, the hockey team here.
Oh, that would be so fun.
Because Vincent got a free ticket. Because they made sure that the school he goes to, somebody knows the guy who's in charge of the team, and got free tickets for all the kids that parents would allow to go, and parents could buy additional tickets for $11. They're normally like closer to 30.
That's awesome.
So we're gonna take him to a hockey match on
just so people outside of Louisiana, our town does have a hockey team.
Again, we had the Moccasins back when you and I were both kids, and then
They brought it back very recently.
They brought it back. This is their first season back.
Yeah. Do you know if they still throw the rubber snakes on the field?
I got no clue. It's the rink.
I don't. I'm from Louisiana. Do you think I know anything about hockey? Even though I did just say we had a hockey team when we were kids. I only went to the fucking games like 2 or 3 times. I was poor.
Dude, the only reason I ever got to go to the games is my dad was still working for CenturyLink.
Oh, and he got free tickets.
He got free tickets because he won a raffle at the CenturyLink. Well, it was CenturyTel at that time, the CenturyTel family picnic.
Hey,
So,
works.
Odd fact, CenturyLink, okay, so it's now Lumen. Used to be CenturyLink. Used to be CenturyTel. CenturyTel started in Minden, Louisiana. So up in like Union Parish, a little cell phone company. And now it's one of the largest data providers for like the Central Great Plains.
I mean, how it goes.
So yeah, we got that. I would like to go to Paracon. Again, got to talk to Em and see what monies can go.
I'm excited for a rodeo, even though it's very problematic.
Yeah. Hey, there is going to be like artwork and stuff like that they sell that the prisoners get money for.
I could get like one of those crosses that the inmates make.
No, that like there's people that actually do. There's people who actually do paintings and like there's leather work.
No. Okay, yeah. I was making a joke because outside of like Walmart's here, they're always like they're selling like the religious crafts.
That's the rehab. That's not prisoners. That's rehab.
Oh, is it rehab?
It's rehab. Okay. It's for recovering methamphetamine.
And they're just like, here, have something that reminds you of Jesus. And
to be fair, most of those dudes are actually hella nice now that they're.
Oh yeah. No, I'm not shitting on the people themselves. I'm just saying it's just you go by one of those kiosks and it's just filled to the brim with like variant types of crafted crosses and like and a macaroni Jesus
and like shit. White people letters to put on your door.
Yeah, and then they put like Bible verses on shit, and I'm like, I am not the target audience for this. I am wearing like a death metal t-shirt. I don't know why you're trying to sell this to me, but I guess you have a quota. But anyway, how much do you like frogs?
Kinda. It depends. Like, it depends on the frog. Like, are you a frog like Geralt of Rivia that lives in my backyard and eats mosquitoes and small snakes? I like you. Are you Overtoad that lived in my backyard at the old house that I saw legit eating a rat? So Overtoad was my boy. I like them. Other frogs, not so much, like the little poisonous ones. They're really pretty, but
the dart frogs, yeah, we don't have those. We don't worry about those.
Also,
although you shouldn't still eat frogs unless you skin them and everything.
Also, I'm not a big fan of there's an Argentinian frog that they keep finding them dead because they tried to eat bigger frogs. Like there's a reason like that creature in like certain myths represents avarice because they literally are more like a stomach with legs.
They're just like, I'm gonna eat this, and then they're like, oh no, I can't. Oh, well, I'm dead.
Yeah, and the other one's like, well, now I got a dead me on the back of me.
I guess I'm dead now, too.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of those frogs, but there's a lot of frogs that are kind of cool.
What do you think about Skyline chili?
Fuck Skyline chili and its watery ass.
You don't like how much cinnamon they put in that chili.
Don't they put chocolate in their chili?
I don't know what the fuck. I have actually never eaten Skyline chili.
I've had it out of a can. I've been told that Skyline chili at the place. But like, okay, I have some issues with chili. I grew up with chili, like basically chili con carne. Chili that was 90% meat and then it's onions and peppers. Like very much Texas style chili. There were no beans in chili. Now, if you like beans and chili, that's perfectly fine. I'm just saying.
I am personally a fan of beans and chili. I like a nice varied chili.
I grew up with it. So the first time I go up north and someone gave me bean soup and called it chili.
Well, you see, okay. I'm just going to say this now, and we're getting a bit off topic, but it's okay because we're talking about chili.
You asked the question.
Like, Skyline chili is like diarrhea on spaghetti. It's
oh yeah, they do put it over noodles.
It's not necessarily like bean and beef or bean and like pork chili.
It's more of the consistency of hot dog sauce.
Yeah, it's just more like some shit you go into like some gas station and they have those dispensers where you squirt out the chili, quote unquote chili. That's I don't consider that real chili. I consider that chili product. That's like,
it's like nacho cheese.
Yeah,
but bad because nacho cheese is actually delicious.
Yeah. So the reason why I asked this
is this the Loveland story?
This is the Loveland frog. How did you know?
I haven't. You don't read the list on Google, do you?
No, I don't.
You have access to it. I have updated it, and I put the Loveland Frogman on there.
Well, you know what?
I will highlight it off for you the next time I go, so that I know what you did, and to keep up with all the stories we've talked about, because I can't remember what episode 10 was.
Yeah, we haven't talked about the Loveland frog.
No, I'm just saying I don't know what episode 10 is, so like I can't tell you. So I have a list of all the stuff we've covered, so that if I have an idea of, wait, we've already talked about black dogs, so I don't need to like do a whole episode on Grimm's.
So, the Loveland frog, also called the frogman or the Loveland lizard, is a giant bipedal frog allegedly seen in Loveland, Ohio in 1955 and 1972.
Also on my TikTok feed this morning.
It is 4 feet tall with leathery skin and a, quote, frog face. There's not really much to the description. I actually picked this because of this picture right here.
Oh, I love the picture.
I love that picture. It's so dumb because it actually has like a guy standing next to the Loveland frog.
For scale.
Yeah.
Not the fact that it's standing next to like the 3-foot high safety barricades that are on the side of the road.
And he's just sitting there and he's just like, I'm just trying to get into the water.
I do love this cryptid.
Yeah, I mean, he's such a...
he's adorable.
I just saw a frog cryptid and I'm like, I need this. This is me.
It's just a big grung.
It's just a big grung. So just so we're clear about the town of Loveland, it is a small city about 13K situated in 3 different counties: Hamilton, Claremont, and Warren. The town is part of the metropolitan area of Cincinnati, about 15 miles away from the city.
Oh, where our good boy Travis lives.
Yeah.
And the home of Skyline bean sauce.
Yeah, obviously that's why I was bringing it up.
I'm not gonna let this go because like I love the Loveland Frogman. The real terrible cryptid that you've already told me is Skyline Chili.
Look, I couldn't talk about Ohio yet without...
You could have brought up Drew Carey.
I could have brought up I don't know. What's in Ohio?
There's a song from Bowling for Soup about it. There's the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. There's the Cleveland Browns.
I mean, I guess that's...
We've had, like, Ohio has produced the most astronauts out of any state, I think.
That's interesting. It has Cincinnati. I don't know what's in Cincinnati. I just know it's a city.
I'm pretty sure they have a good banh mi place, though. Which we have one about to open.
Oh, shit, really?
Yeah, over there in the old Walmart down from Books A Million. Sorry, we're both kind of hungry, everybody at home.
And you say banh mi, and I'm like...
And no, also, there's a brisket being smoked outside that we've, like, smelled multiple times without eating.
Speaking of Darwin, that's going to be our meal tomorrow.
I'm making a barbecue charcuterie board for everybody.
Thank you for that, by the way.
You better bring German slaw.
I made it white people slaw, Ohio slaw, as I call it.
Did you put mayonnaise in it?
No, I didn't actually.
Oh, thank God. Fuck mayonnaise and slaw.
I like a good southern slaw. Like me, personally. But, you know.
Let's get back to the Loveland Frogman, or else this is going to become a food blog episode. You have to post up on April 1st.
So the first account of the Frogman goes as follows. This was in 1955 when a businessman, no name said, or a salesman, something like that.
I am a businessman.
Hello, I am John Salesman. Was traveling in a neighborhood in Loveland, or around outside. I think it was in an incorporated area. When he saw 3 different frog-like figures on the road. Now, the story does differ depending on who you're talking to or who's telling the story. There's one portion where he crashed and then the frogmen leaped into the Miami River, which the Miami River is technically a tributary of the Ohio River.
Yeah.
So, just
I figured there wasn't a river in Ohio that went all the way down to Miami, Florida.
Well, Miami we associate it with Florida, but it's not necessary. It's like
I associate Miami with Vice.
Okay, I see what you did there. But it's like saying Cleveland. It's like you think of Cleveland, you think.
Yeah, my parents live in Cleveland, Mississippi.
Yeah, so I mean, like different places have different names or have the same names. Another account had the man parking to get out of his car to observe the creatures until they leapt into the water. Another instance had one of the creatures noticing the man and holding up what he described as a wand that shot...
Frog wizard. That's the version I've heard. Yeah. I love that version.
Like he just shot like fiery flares and just did this.
He cast pyrotechnics or prestidigitation on the dude.
Now, this portion of the story, like... Okay, I was like super hyped about it because it was like frog wizard. Like you were saying, it's like
that is 100% my feed because I've done so much because I did stuff for Backwoods Obscura before turning it back to my personal TikTok. I keep getting Frogman. I keep getting them in all my feeds. It's like all of a sudden a little frog shows up with a wizard hat and says there's nothing wrong with Ohio, and then the video ends, and I'm like,
if you have to say it, then anyway. So what I was saying is like when I first read this, I was like, oh fuck yeah, I'm in for something good. There's no magical frog stuff after this, unfortunately.
Man, that is the biggest tease. Is there's no
no
magical frogs.
There's no magical wizard frogs.
We need a shirt that says magical frog stuff.
I just want magical frog stuff in this story. But yeah, there was another one that described it. Like the man said, it was literally just bipedal frogs. Another one that said they were frog-like or lizard-like with graying skin. So, like, it seems like that first story is kind of like all over the place. And
I mean,
might have been a game of telephone.
Yeah, a lot of people probably told this story because when did it happen again?
1955.
Okay, so before LSD.
So, like, this was probably a traveling salesman of some sort at this point.
Just going like I'm trying to be a little bit more of the cryptid here, or not the cryptid, but the skeptic here.
I also found this one.
Why did he got cheeks?
That is not a froggy butt.
No, have you seen frog butts? Frogs have butts.
No, I'm just saying that's
a whole man ass.
That's like Kim Kardashian right there.
That's Mothman cheeks. Like this might be one of the highest, or shouldn't say highest, most well-known cryptids we've actually talked about because I think
because of the cheeks.
No, that's still Mothman. But I'm just saying, like, of all the things we've talked about, all the different cryptids we've gone over in this show so far, most of them have been something either you or I didn't know about or didn't know much about. And that's kind of rare for the both of us because we're both... We watched In Search of as children. And
we like a good cryptid show. We like a good ghost story.
And the Frogman has been on...
a few things, but I will say I haven't heard much about it before now.
The version of the story I've gotten was there was a frog dude who pulled out a wand, pointed at the dude, and shot flares to like scare him, and then it jumped in the river, and I'm like,
that's pretty cool.
I need so much more of this.
That is one of the most disappointing things.
Is this the biggest letdown of the night?
Yeah, it's just because I was hoping when I was researching this, and to be honest, there wasn't really much because most of the sources, I didn't record many sources because a lot of it just recounted,
said the same,
pretty much the same thing.
Man.
But, beans.
It's okay to put them in your chili, but make sure it actually looks like chili, Skyline.
God damn it, Skyline. Stop putting it on fucking spaghetti. So the 1972 accounts, a police officer named Ray Shockey. Ray Shockey was patrolling on the either Ohio or Miami River early in the morning around 1 a.m. when a creature darted in front of the car. When the headlights illuminated the creature, it stood up about 3 to 4 feet tall with leathery skin and a frog-like face before rushing over the guardrail into the river. After the incident, another officer investigated the area. This person wasn't named, but...
Well, I mean, how could you follow up Officer Shockey?
Yeah, his name is Ray Shockey. That's a great name. They didn't find the creature, but they did find scratch marks on the guardrail where the creature was suspected to climb over.
So it had claws?
Apparently.
Well, I mean, some frogs do have claws.
Yeah, I mean...
Well, there's also the Wolverine frog. You know the one I'm talking about that will literally break its own bones and let them jet through its fingers to defend itself?
That's fucking metal, dude.
Yeah, they also have fuzzy back legs.
That...
When we're not recording, Google the fucking Wolverine frog.
I'm going to have to Google the Wolverine frog. So about 2 weeks later, another officer by the name of Mark Matthews, a very DC early Golden Age comics name right there, he patrolled the same area as Shockey at the time of the incident. What the fuck, dude? Okay, he just showed me a picture of the Wolverine frog. That is such a weird frog.
Yeah. That's its bones sticking out of its fingers to claw things.
So it just bones up. Like, that's such a... Nature's so wild, man.
It's also, like, a hairy amphibian.
Yeah, that's crazy. But, okay, so he saw something on the road, and mind you, it is, like, it's like February, March in Ohio, so the roads are very cold.
And it's also, like, dark 30.
Yeah. So he saw a creature on the road, and he immediately got out of the car and shot at it.
That is the most American response to a cryptid.
Yeah.
Especially one that might be a wizard.
So, here's the thing. Here's something you probably haven't heard in a story yet from any cryptid story. He killed it. He took the corpse of the creature and put it in his car. Took it back to the police station and showed it to Shockey. And corroborated it was the same creature he saw. Now, this is something that I don't think we've done on Backwoods Obscura. Do you want to guess what the creature was?
Was it a dog with mange?
No.
Was it a pig?
No. I'll give you one more guess.
Was it a deer?
No. It was a 3 to 3.5 foot iguana without a tail.
You know what? Yeah, I could. That's a big iguana.
Yeah. So I actually looked it up. Iguanas can grow up to 5 to 7 feet.
Is that including the tail?
Including the tail. But
I mean, they're also they're Florida's version of drop bears because when it gets cold, those bitches will fall out of a tree.
Oh yeah, yeah. So the two men suspected the creature was someone's pet and got loose or was let out when it got too big for the aquarium, which is something that happens with reptiles a lot because reptiles, they don't have the same, they don't just get big and stay the same size.
No, reptiles are kind of grow to the size of their environment and the size of their food source.
Yeah, so they'll keep growing as so long as they're eating throughout their lifespan. So maybe out in the wild, it probably lost its tail to a predator or an accident, something like that. But like many reptiles, they have that same.
Yeah, they'll grow back.
Yeah. Matthews to this day states the legend was blown out of proportion and that the recountings of the creature having leathery skin and being 4 feet tall and bipedal didn't happen, or at least to him. Now, is there like an instance where
iguanas can actually detach their tail as defense mechanism and bolt?
Yeah, so they can
they can legit just pop their tail off and go if they feel threatened.
Which is what a lot of reptiles can do.
Yeah, I know some lizards can. I just had to double check whether or not like iguanas can be like interject.
Yeah, they can also tail whip you with them.
Yeah, it's most of the iguana's length is its damn tail.
This doesn't go into like the frog wizard, so this could be two separate things. But the thing is, this incident and the earlier incident are the only two other ones outside of a 2016 one, which was likely a hoax by two teenagers playing Pokemon Go, and they said that they saw the creature.
Did the frogman come up and go, "Hey, y'all got shiny Charizard?"
Well, they apparently took a video of it, and there's a still from the video.
That's fake as fuck.
Yeah, it's pretty fake. So this is like a first time for me where it's like, you know, it's a whole legend born out of something that is like obviously fake. I mean, we can't say about the 1955 account, really. I mean,
I feel I can.
I feel I can, but I'm saying like in terms of without a doubt, if we're gonna be a paranormal podcast and give the benefit of the doubt to some of these stories for the most part, that's the only portion of the story where I could be like, they maybe saw something weird.
I would give it that dude saw something weird, but because I don't get more wizard frog stuff,
you're like, this is all fucking fake, dude. Fuck this. This is like Skyline Chili. Fuck this shit.
You teased me. You lied to me. And now I have to pay.
But this is also an instance where it was clearly, it wasn't a hoax. It wasn't anything like that.
Something
they just
happened.
Literally saw something.
Well, I mean, it's like the infield horror being a fucking kangaroo.
Yeah, they probably saw something weird. And since they never called it in that instance, that it ended up just going and then the story grew. But here, they called the thing. It was an iguana. And the story still grew. In fact, Mark Matthews has been interviewed countless times about this, and there are some people, to his chagrin, where they leave out the part where he killed an iguana and revealed that it was an iguana. Like, they want to keep it like, you know,
it was spooky. It jumped over the rail and it was never seen again.
Yeah, they want to keep that portion of the story, but they don't want to piss on the whole story by saying, oh, it was actually an iguana.
They only piss on part of the story.
Yeah, they only piss on part of the story. Regardless, like many of small town cryptids, it's become something of a fixture. It has festivals and events named after it, and even some media. There's a novel named The Man from Primrose Lane, which has a version of the Loveland Frogman. There's the 2024 film called Frogman, which is said to be based on then. And there's a Cincinnati play. Oh, yeah, plays. Because, Travis McElroy talks about, you know...
There is a theater community in Cincinnati.
Yeah, he used to be at the theater community. There's a theater play called Hot Damn, It's the Loveland Frog.
That is a wonderful name.
That is a pretty good name.
Do you want another fun fact? I don't believe it's completely confirmed, but the way they describe the Fomorians in the Harry Dresden books is they are very frog-like, and they are all natural wizards. So King Morg and his brother Borg, when they showed up, they're like 6 foot tall, flat, flabby frogmen that can cast like fucking fireballs and have wands. So I feel like the
Loveland Frog
might be a little bit of a reference. Might be a little bit of reference in there. Also, I'm pretty sure that that cryptid card game I've mentioned a couple times with like the Sackabilly and the Hodeg, I'm pretty sure that the Loveland Frogman has a card.
We need to get that.
No, it's expensive. I've looked. It's not. It's old, and it's not. It was a limited print.
Oh, it's one of those collectors where it's like
it's
gone up like 6 times or something.
Well, remember when like Yu-Gi-Oh and the Pokemon card game came out, and so like there's Magic, and then there's these two.
Yeah,
and then there was a gajillion fucking collectible combat card games. It's in that wave.
Oh, okay. So my sources are Wikipedia, Cryptid Wiki for the Loveland Frog for both of those, and then WCPO, What is the Loveland Frog, and WLWT, The Legend of Loveland Frog. And that is us. We are Backwoods Obscura. We release every Tuesday, and we're sometimes on social media, but we're also...
Team Bonus Action is the D&D, tabletop, video game, board game, whatever group, that bunch of nerdy friends that like the stream stuff, be silly, and sometimes raise money for charity. Currently, we are loosely affiliated with the Trevor Project, so if you can donate, please do, so that homeless children have a place to stay. Because sometimes parents are shitty if you're part of the Alphabet Mafia. Also, if you can donate to St. Jude to help defeat childhood cancer, or if you could donate to the ACLU to help fight for people's civil rights, all that would be very much appreciated by us and are usually the charities we are partnered with at this time.
And I hope you have a good day or night or whatever time it is over there.
I need more Frog Wizard stuff.
We need more frog cryptid.
Wow.